Chris Haynes recently reported that LeBron James would be willing to sit down and listen to the Warriors if they created max cap space during the offseason. Essentially, it would probably be something where it would have to be like a sign-in trade or something to that effect, where they have to get rid of maybe Klay Thompson and Andre Iguodala or Livingston. Right off the rip, LeBron James has to absolutely refute this situation. It just makes him look more of the sucker. And this is kind of the knock on LeBron what a lot of people don't want to hear. Like a lot of D writers, a lot of LeBron fanboys. Oh, LeBron could do this. Oh, LeBron. This is a case of anything you can do, I can do better. He wants to show Durant, this is how you do it. And LeBron James basically prefaced this the other day when he said, when the organization makes a trade, it's good for the organization. When a player does what's good for himself, then you're considered a snake. If you're going to play with the Golden State Warriors and you're LeBron James, you're not a snake, you're the devil, you're the serpent. This is absolutely unacceptable. First of all, he should have never went to Miami, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm one of the few people, they're like, oh, basketball purists hold this against. I hold it against them as well. How can you go to form a team with two other franchise players? Not good players, not all-stars, franchise players. Dwayne Wade was a franchise player. Chris Bosh was a franchise player. A lot of people want to knock on KD and stuff like, oh, well, he went to go join a 73-9 team. Yeah, after he couldn't beat them. You got to remember, he went 7 games with the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. Him and Westbrook choked. And it's still not right what he did, but he has more of a reason to join the Warriors. It's not like Steph came in the game as a franchise player or Klay Thompson, we knew it was going to be. It's not like Draymond Green's a franchise player. Collectively, they converted into Voltron or whatever the case is. If LeBron does this, he can consider honestly, in my opinion, he's not the GOAT. And I'm not going to put him in that conversation with some of the things that he's done in his past. Losing to Dallas, 5 finals losses, crying every time he loses. Every single time something happens, he needs a lifeline. Adam Silver, I need a suspension of Draymond Green. Adam Silver, can you get Kyle Korver for me? Adam Silver, give me J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert for peanuts. Every time something's going on, he needs a bailout or he has an excuse or whatever, or fans of him have an excuse. What's your excuse for this report? Why would you even be willing to listen to this? Shouldn't even want to listen to this. It's not even a case of you can't beat them, you join them. You've beaten the Warriors before. So you should have the utmost confidence, regardless of what team that you have. Say, hey, we beat them before. Unless you're just here, this is proving everybody's point where you wouldn't have won if it wasn't a suspension. So if you're willing to admit that publicly, then yes, you could go and listen to any offers. But you beat this team before. Now, they whooped you twice, but this is completely different. This is different from going to Miami. This is different from what Kevin Durant did joining them, because Kevin Durant lost to them. So he felt like he could never win. Then you have the Warriors losing in the finals. That gave them an excuse to go ahead and reshape and retool their team. But what's your excuse for joining already a superpower? Chris Haynes, he's a ESPN reporter or Fox reporter. He has covered Cleveland in Cleveland. Now he's covering the Warriors, so he is a credible source. But LeBron, you have to come out and refute this. You have to say no. Matter of fact, this puts more pressure on LeBron to stay in Cleveland, because now he just looks like a mercenary title chaser kind of cat that no matter what it is, he's gonna do whatever it takes to win a ring. It doesn't matter. He'll stack the deck. He'll pay off the referees. He'll call Adam Silver 100 times in a week. Adam, did you get my message? Adam, did you get my text? Adam, what's good? Lunch? Adam, wanna play a little golf? It just makes him look like a big chump. I mean, people already banged on Durant and whatever, but now you want to go join Durant? And LeBron was one of the people that criticized Durant. He said, and this is the funny thing too, because it was underhanded criticism. He said, what me and Durant did was not the same. Then he says, well, I think it's good for the league. You underhandedly criticized him. Oh, well, we didn't do the same thing. It's different. Teaming up is teaming up. In principle, LeBron teamed up. In principle, Durant teamed up. Now you want to team up squared? Like I said before, anything you can do, I can do better. This is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. Well, everybody gonna join the Golden State Warriors? And if you're the Warriors, if you win a title this year, don't do nothing. Don't change anything. Stick with that formula. Clay and Stephen Curry, and keep giving it to him. Keep slinging it to him. That's it. Wet, 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 wet. Like Chris Brown says, wet, wet, wet. You don't need LeBron. LeBron needs you. And in a case like this, you don't need him. And the way that LeBron James is, would he really go to the Golden State Warriors and take a role where he's moving the ball, not a dribble ISO? Stephen Curry moves the most in the NBA. Kevin Durant has upped his motion. LeBron James is getting older. He's not going to be wanting to move around like that. He's not going to want to play continuous defense, you know what I'm saying? You might say he'd be rejuvenated, but the way that he's been playing, the way he's been acting, he just wants everything handed to him on a silver platter. This goes back to the competition level of a LeBron James that people have been questioning. You know, one time Charles Barkley said, well, these guys don't want to compete. You got to get LeBron all kind of help. Everybody was like, oh, LeBron's a competitor. Mentally, he's not there, ladies and gentlemen. When he was going to face the Golden State Warriors last year, he said, I don't want to talk about that. They stress me out. When have you heard Jordan say that? When have you heard Kobe say that? When have you heard Bill Russell, they stress me out? Openly admitting that the competition stresses him out. Not that he respects the competition. It stresses him out. He's having palpitations. I'll share a little story with you. Kobe Bryant, you know, when they got Gasol initially, went to the finals, you know, they lost to the Celtics or whatever the case is. Everybody remembers that 7-game series in 2010 when Kobe finally got back to the NBA finals and stuff like that. Everybody picked the Celtics to win that series. Even Stephen A was like, you know, Celtics got this, you know, Kobe can't get past them, whatever. You know what Kobe said? Are you really gonna stick with that line of thinking? Is that really what you want to say? 7-game series, down in the series, Lakers come back and win. Kobe has utmost confidence. It's all here, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron doesn't have it here. He has the basketball IQ. I'm not refuting that. He has the virtuoso ability. I cannot refute that. He's one of the most talented players I've ever seen. Mentality, he's not there. He's a great person from what I see. Charitable works, great family man. But when it comes to that competitiveness, it's not there. They ask you a question about the Golden State Warriors, like, we'll be ready. They want us, we want them too. Don't crack under pressure. This man is cracking under the pressure to the point where he's willing to listen to them during the off season. During the off season to sign with them. And you've already beat them. In theory, since you beat them, you have no reason to join them. But they beat you last year, and they beat you convincingly. They beat you in 2015. So the Warriors basically proved a couple things. They're the better team. They retooled to whoop you again. They're the better team. And now you want to join them. Also proves that your win in 2016 was a fluke if you're willing to join them. I'm all for player mobility. I'm all for players doing what they want to do with their career. I'm all for it. But this is too extreme. And finally, LeBron James fans, you have an excuse to jump off the bandwagon. You can't ride with him no more. You can't ride. People that don't ride with him have been saying this for years. He has to have the deck stacked. He needs 2 franchise players. He needs shooters. He needs this. And he's the one that's saying it. It's not like the organization is making the moves or he's saying it publicly. Just get better. Just get your guys better. They're your guys. Get them better. I never seen the GOAT, one of the GOATs, need so much help. The things that he says, other competitors have never said it. The way that he acts, other competitors just don't act like that. They just compete with what they have, and with whatever they don't have, so be it. It is what it is. LeBron has to come out, refute this story 100%. He has to say, look, I don't know what Chris was talking about. Maybe he's confused. That's not a destination that I'm willing to go to. A coward dies 1,000 deaths. Going to the Golden State Warriors, it's basically, you're killing your legacy. You're killing everything that you did before. You look like a clout chaser, a ring chaser, and not a ring chaser in terms of, I'm going to stay here and do the work to get it. I cheat the system or do whatever it takes off the court to win. You want to join KD and Steph? You know how people say Golden State is not fair because they have the top 20 or top 10, they have two of the best players, and Steph and KD, and Klay Thompson and Draymond are two of the top 20. You would literally have three of the best players in the NBA that are arguably the best in the league, considered the number one player in the league. At one point, Steph has been considered number one. KD considered second, but sometimes people consider him first. LeBron James is considered the best player. Come on, 3 number ones on one team? No. Can't even entertain that. Golden State Warriors, if I'm you, don't even take that meeting. Let him suffer. Let him figure it out. Let him go to Houston. For the Cavs, what does it tell you about the whole LeBron James situation? Cleveland Cavaliers, you need to trade LeBron James ASAP. If he doesn't commit, by the trade deadline or whatever the case is, just trade him and get a lot of value for him. Because what he wants to do is he wants to stack the deck, and he wants to do things in a way that's based on basketball principle, unethical. Where's your competitive spirit? Where's that fire? Where's that King James? All that goes out the door every time he loses. Fans of LeBron, you gotta admit, man, he's put you guys through a lot. But the critics of LeBron, I can't say we, because I can't criticize him for some of the things that he's done, because you have to be objective. But here's the thing. You can be disgusted by some of the things that comes out about him and the things that he's willing to do. It's not like we all know he took out sugar in his diet. He's willing to go to sleep for 10 hours, but willing to sign with the team that you beat already. They beat you, or whatever the case is. You're willing to do that? After all the criticism of Kevin Durant, you're willing to do something that's 10 times worse as Durant? But think about this. If LeBron wins 3 more titles, or let's say he wins 2 more titles in Golden State, he would never be considered the GOAT or never. In my opinion, the fact that he has already been on 2 teams and he's willing to go to a 3rd team takes him out of my whole GOAT conversation, period. Look at the best players ever played the game. Jordan stayed on 1 team. Kobe stayed on 1. Tim Duncan, 1 team. Bill Russell, 1 team. Wilt, basically 2 teams. Kareem, 2 teams. Kareem, 2 teams, and it wasn't because of really player mobility and stuff like that. So, but if you go to your 3rd team, I don't think there's a player that's been on 3 teams that we consider he's the greatest. Even you look at Shaq, his legacy's tarnished a bit because he jumped from team to team to team to team to team. So I don't think we've ever seen that before. This is a unique situation. All we can do is sit here and watch. I hope this is false. Chris Haynes, I know he's a good reporter, and he's doing his job. And LeBron, you have to respectfully say this is not true, and this is just made up. Even if it is true, don't let people know that. Don't let people get on to you, because if I'm the Cavs organization, I'm trading LeBron right away. Oh yeah, I'm getting Anthony Davis. I'm getting something for the future. It's a young player. I'm getting Karl Anthony Towns. I'll trade him to Minnesota, get Karl Anthony Towns and Jimmy Butler. What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'll trade him to the Pelicans, get Anthony Davis. Wherever there's a great player, a great piece, great young piece up and coming, that's what I'm doing. I'm not gonna, and I know he has a no trade clause. You have to do what's right for you. If he's willing to do what's right for him, you gotta be able to do what's right for you. And like he said, he's considered a snake, etc., etc. Guess what? That's all cool, because at the end of the day, this move wouldn't even make you the snake. You be the devil. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about what's going on with LeBron. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla.